Welcome back to another episode. And guys, I figure what we could do today is just talk about WandaVision. I haven't talked about WandaVision really at all on this channel. And it wrapped up yesterday on Disney Plus. All 9 episodes are now complete. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to talk about it. I figured I'd wait until everything just ran its course and just bulk it all together and just talk about what I thought of the show. If I miss a few things here and there, guys, please excuse me, because there was a lot that happened in this show. But even starting back with the first episode, we had Wanda Maximoff, along with Vision. They have, they're on, everything just starts out really weird, like it's a sitcom. Black and white, Dick Van Dyke, Donna Reed style, of old sitcom from like the 50s and 60s, black and white. It picks up, and as it progresses, different episodes, different styles, different eras of show. We have like a Brady Bunch style. We have like a Full House style. We have like a Modern Family kind of style of episode. So the show definitely goes all over the place. But it's definitely interesting. The first couple episodes, you're just trying to figure out, I'd say the first three or so episodes, you're like, okay, what the heck am I watching? Like, this does not seem like MCU. But it all builds up to something a little bit more as the series progressed. And I think Elizabeth Olsen is fantastic as Wanda. I think she's, and then eventually, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't want to hear any kind of spoilers, you might want to just stop right now. If you haven't watched the final episode, just stop right now and then come back later on and check it out. Because I'm gonna have to throw some spoilers in there, guys. I don't want to, skirt around too many things. But this show, basically what you have is Wanda. Now, Wanda is just at a loss. She has lost Vision. Obviously, Vision dying at the hands of Thanos. And all she wants is to have Vision back. And she goes to New Jersey, this town in New Jersey. She basically just redesigns it. She discovers this power, more power than she realized she had. And she just redesigns this entire town in her, quote unquote, vision. And by doing that, she brings Vision back to life. Everything is all about, magic, Wanda's magic that she has. That she's really, even though she's been featured in movies, she still has untapped, magic, power, whatever you want to call it. She has all that untapped ability. And by bringing Vision back, Wanda also, in later episodes, kind of realize, you kind of flash back and you see that Wanda grew up watching a lot of these older shows. Like I said, Dick Van Dyke. So, that first episode being in that old style, black and white TV show. And her and, Vision, they have this like family, just a wholesome show. But that's what she grew up watching as a child, her and her brother Pietro. And, with their family. So that is what her envisionment is of what she wants, her perfect, life to be. So she just, like, this whole town, all these people now are basically under her control. They're all living different, they're not the people that they really are. They're different characters, all envisioned by Wanda. And, you have Sword. Basically, it's it's like S.H.I.E.L.D., but now it's called Sword. And they're coming in and, they want to break through this barrier. Nobody can get through this thing. Wanda has this place sealed off. It's sealed tight. Nobody is getting in. And, within the confinements of this area are Monica Rambeau and, her mother, Maria Rambeau. Obviously, you met that character in the Captain Marvel film. Now her daughter is now, in the film was small. Now she's grown up. She's Monica Rambeau. And, she realizes who she was. And Wanda figures it out, doesn't like it, boom, kicks her out, because she's a sword agent. And Wanda's not having any of it. She doesn't want anybody interrupting her perfect life of what she has in this town. The show, like I said, through the first couple episodes, definitely, you're scratching your head. You're not really sure what you're watching or where this is going to lead. Obviously there's been, there were theories about, where is it going to go? We saw Catherine Hahn's character of Agnes. Is she really Agatha Harkness? This evil witch? Or is she evil? If you go by, I really, honestly, guys, I didn't know too much about her character from the comics. from what but I went back and I listened to some podcasts where people were saying what the character was, and it seems like she's kind of like borderline. Like she's not truly 100% evil, but she's not 100% good. Or she's kind of like a fine, depending on what you need her for in a story, she's kind of like right there in the middle. And with this character, Catherine Hahn's fantastic. She's really, really good as the nosy neighbor. But obviously, as things go on, later episodes, you figure out that she has kind of like been orchestrating a lot of things, as far as what's going on with Wanda. We have Pietro coming back in, but it's not the Pietro that we know. It's not the one, from the MCU films. Now it's Evan Peters from the Fox X-Men films who played Quicksilver. But is he really who he's saying that he is? And again, spoilers, guys. If you've seen this, you find out that he's really not. He was never ever, Pietro. He was just some young man from the town who was kind of like taken over by, Agatha Harkness and made, to act like Pietro and put into that situation where, Wanda's like, wait a minute, how come you don't look like the Pietro I know? And, it was kind of disappointing because I would have liked to have seen, that would have been a good way of infusing the X-Men into, Fox's X-Men into the story itself, introducing them into the MCU. But I guess it was going to be just a little too much, for them to try to do everything. As much as everybody really, really wanted. I think people who saw The Mandalorian wanted that Luke Skywalker type of ending, but didn't get it with this. But I thought the ending was good, but it definitely leaves a lot of things open to where this is going to go. Whether that's going to be another season of WandaVision, who knows? Or this is a one and done, kind of like bridging the gap to the next level, the next phase of the MCU. But eventually, things go wrong. The man in charge of SWORD, he's not a good guy at all. He's definitely has his own agenda. And he wants to bring back, reconstructs Vision. No, Vision's like all white now, like a white and grayish looking Vision. He's not the Vision that we know from the Avengers films. And he has no idea, the memories are not there. He's just sent in, he's a weapon. And he's sent in to try to take out Wanda. Because eventually Wanda comes to her senses. Everything, when we finally find out about Agatha Harkness, now there's a collision course between her and Wanda. And Wanda, she has to let the townspeople go and let them, get free, be who they are, escape. So she opens a gap in this barrier that she has created around this town, lets them escape, and, now there's a fight. There's just an all-out war between her and Agatha. And, where does it go from there? I'm not going to say where it goes between those two. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to spoil everything, guys, because I really want people to check it out. At the end, there's a revelation for Wanda that I think looks phenomenal. I mean, again, you guys can stop it here again if you don't want to know. But when Wanda finally sports an entire new look, and she has the crown, basically, the Scarlet Witch crown. Just amazing. I watched it, my jaw just dropped. I absolutely loved it. She looked fantastic. And, there were some really good episodes in this series. The Halloween episode was really, really good. Really well done. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the show, because of the pandemic, things were pushed back. So I think that Halloween episode would have actually came out in October if the show had originally aired as planned. And because of that, that's why we got this Halloween episode, with the series. But I just thought overall, I thought it was good. I was hoping, I'm not going to lie, guys. I was kind of getting sucked into the whole thing, the theory of what was going to happen. Was Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, was he going to show up? Was the Fantastic Four going to show up? I heard people saying, I think we're going to get Magneto. And, I'm going to throw this out, guys, because, again, it's over now, and, we're doing spoilers here. But I know a lot of people kept saying, what about Ian McKellen? What about Ian McKellen as Magneto if he had shown up? And even, even now, if you want to bring any members of the Fox X-Men into the MCU, I think Ian McKellen's a fantastic actor, guys. But I would go with Michael Fassbender. And the reason, if they had brought, I think the perfect opportunity was there. If they had introduced Magneto within WandaVision, during the duration of WandaVision, I think the best route to go with that would have been, because Wanda, you have to realize, when her parents died, she was young. What she would have remembered her father being would have been young. So if she had imagined him and brought him into that reality, it's a good possibility he would have been looking like Michael Fassbender. He wouldn't have been older like Ian McKellen. And I think that just would have been great, because I think Fassbender, I think that would be a great way to introduce a younger Magneto, and using Fox's Magneto, using Fassbender. I think that would be the best route to go. And I really, even if you want to use James McAvoy, as Professor X, as Xavier, I think that would be a really good route to go too. Yeah, guys, I thought I thought the series was really good. I would have liked to have seen, I would have liked to have seen that big, like, oh my gosh, like, just, holy crap, what just happened type of moment. Seeing like and there was just so much. Some people even, had theories that Wolverine was going to show up. I didn't think that was going to happen, but, because that would have been like, especially with, like, going back to talk to Fantastic Four, a lot of people thought that, they were going to maybe introduce John Krasinski. If John Krasinski had shown up, and especially some people even thought maybe even Emily Blunt, if the two of them had shown up as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic, the internet would be broken. I wouldn't even be able to upload this video, because the internet would be completely broken right now of how, like, everything would be going on. Everybody's just losing their freaking mind right now, including myself. I wouldn't even make this video, because I'm going to lose my mind. But, this was a series that just kept giving, people had so many ideas. And now, in a couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say I might be wrong, guys, don't quote me on that. I want to say it's the 19th. I want to say it's March 19th. Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is going to be good. I think now, coming off WandaVision, everybody's so amped. I want to see what's going to happen with this one. The trailers have looked really, really good. And, they're just knocking it out. Even with Disney Plus MCU shows, they're going to knock it out of the park. And with Wanda, I think they did a really good job. Yeah, guys, that's all I can say. I really, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this series a good solid 8.5. I'm going to say 8.5, as I enjoyed it. It was one of those shows that every week I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I kind of waited the first two or 3 weeks before I finally started watching it, just because I wanted to binge as much. I didn't really want to wait week after week. But then I was kind of like, okay, after I saw the first 3 episodes, I'm like, okay, now, when's Friday? Give me the next episode. Because I got that involved in watching this show. As soon as I got home from work yesterday, boom, I popped it on. I didn't want to see any kind of spoilers all day long when I was at work. As soon as I got home, sat down, watched it, and I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, guys, that was my review, somewhat with some spoilers. There are some end credits. There are 2 end credits after, during the end credits for WandaVision. So definitely stay tuned to the end of those, to the credits, to see those scenes, extra scenes. Because there's definitely the very last scene that they show with Wanda. Check it out. It's definitely going to lead into something else. That's all I'm going to say. But, hey guys, if you have Disney Plus, check it out, guys. Definitely check it out. I hope it does get a physical release on Blu-ray or 4K. I'll definitely pick it up if it does. I really don't think it's going to, because it is Disney Plus. I don't think they're going to do that. But, hey, fingers crossed. I can only hope so. It'll be a day one purchase if they did indeed do that. But guys, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will catch you guys in another video. Take care.